Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Minatoeh and Barcode on Vaani Research Station. In the bottom side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Barcode, throwing out the Russian or Ukrainian or something along those lines. Elicits a laugh out of Minatoeh, anyway. And in the top side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Minatoeh from Cascade Gaming. And hey, he speaks the same language. These players are just joking back and forth here. Again, many smiles, many laughing faces in the style of Terran Marine helmets, as this is StarCraft 2. And again, this is a GM level replay sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. If you are a GM or a Masters level player and want to see your games cast on my channel, you can send them to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, and I am very likely to cast them at this point. I just really enjoy GM games. There's more creativity, I think, than we see out of the pros. Players like TLO and Nathanius notwithstanding, a lot of just the same stuff. A lot of, especially at the tournament level, right? Players get there and they say, okay, I'm really familiar with this build. I'm not going to change it, because if I change it, I might mess up and I might lose and go home and be embarrassed. So they do the strategies they've practiced a million times and we've seen before. And again, it's high-level stuff and it's very exciting, and no two games are the same. But still, it is samey. But GM, a little bit more interested in experimenting, it turns out. So what do we got here? Looks like a Reaper expand out of Barcode. Gas is there. Gas is matching up very nicely. Actually, he's more gas than he needs. But it is a Reaper nonetheless. And this Reaper's name is Optimus Prime. Backstory. More than meets the eye. That's the transformation noise of a transformer. So this Reaper is Optimus Prime. Last I checked, Optimus Prime was a super cool semi-truck who could transform into an awesome Autobot. Maybe he got captured. I suppose he got captured by the Dominion. He was trying to fight the Decepticons, but instead the Decepticons lured him into a trap and then sold him to the Dominion into slavery. The Dominion didn't know what to do with a semi-truck, right? They're really not great at fighting, so they converted him into a Reaper and sent him off to destroy the Zerg. Unfortunately, this means his transformation powers were removed, which is just, I mean, just like removing the soul from a human, right? That reminds me of Avatar, The Last Airbender, the TV show, not the movie, which doesn't exist, where, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Avatar, you should, but the Avatar actually removes the Fire Lord's bending powers as punishment for being a giant jerk. And I almost rather you kill the guy. It just takes away such a huge part of who he is that I always kind of felt bad for him. He's just in a prison, unable to firebend, and like that's kind of what his whole persona was. Anyway, I mean, it was a non-lethal form of punishment, which, true fact, but it's like chopping off someone's hands. I mean, ugh. Anyway, this Reaper's doing fairly well. Hasn't killed anything, but he's forced out a lot of lings from Minatoeh. That's more than we expect to see, 6 of them. Plus Queens chasing around at the same time. Optimus Prime is too smart then to die in this early game. Expansion there for Barcode. That is part of the Reaper expand. In this safe expansion location, Reaper Optimus Prime decides not to move in for additional harassment. Recognizing speed is just about done. It is seconds away from completing for Minatoeh. And Hellion production has begun for Barcode, as well as Liberator. So early Liberator here out of Barcode. Haven't seen a lot of that. We've seen some delayed Liberator in ZVT before, especially recently, where after the Zerg kind of feels safe, there aren't Liberators coming. Surprise, Liberator! But not in this case. Not in this case at all. 4 Hellions buzzing around. Sloverlord in great position to see them as they head up north towards the Zerg base. Hellions coming back. Where are they worried about Drop Lord action? He comes all the way home with these Hellions. Why would you not just go do some damage? Minatoeh doesn't have anything. He has 6 lings and 3 queens, and he's droning like a madman right now. Hellions would be so effective, but okay, they're moving out now. They are moving out now, which I feel better about. As someone who wants to see this Terran player do well. Third hatch, coming down, 4 minutes and 13 seconds in for Minatoeh to the left of his main base. Tank production on the way for Barcode, and another factory coming up. Is he meching this thing? He might be meching this thing. His barracks is pretty quiet. Hellions trying to knock down this third hatchery that's coming in, but I don't think they have enough DPS to do that. I really don't think 4 Hellions can prevent a hatchery from hatching. They can hurt it, right? So it has lower HP when it actually pops. But they can't kill it before it finishes constructing. I am pretty sure that is the case. Picking up a creep tumor. Again, if you see this many Hellions, I don't know, 4 is fairly normal for a bio player. But if you see 6, that tells you it's likely going to be a meching player. So prepare accordingly. We'll see how Minatoeh decides to deal with this. Has a single extractor. Liberator has set up shop, got a kill here at the natural base, but chased away by a queen. +1/+1 for the ground melee units coming in for Minatoeh. Liberator trying to kill a Sloverlord out here in the open space on the right side of this map. Will likely die. I don't think the queen can save him, sadly enough. So moving out, tanks, Hellions, armory, under construction for Barcode as well. Supply blocked. Tiny little baby supply block there. There it is. We're back. We're back with that. Liberator takes so many kills to kill an Overlord, but does get it. Does get the Overlord. Queen tries to save him, but can't. Spore Crawler there coming up as well. And we got a Ling surround on these tanks. Oh, the tanks got out in the open without Hellion support. Oh, what a play by Minatoeh. What a play. Using the Lings, swooping around from that right side to pick off the tanks that are lagging behind everybody else. And now tankless push for Barco. That hurts. That really, really hurts. 22 Lings in production for Minatoeh. Really going heavy on the Lings right now. +1 attack about to complete. Did +1 armor complete? It did. It did. Queens focusing down this Liberator. Liberator is going to get a shot off. Not a kill, though. Lings surrounding the Hellbats. Oh, a lot of Lings dying, but a lot of Hellbats and Hellions here as well. Excellently well held there by Minatoeh. Just gorgeous. Liberator showing up at the natural base again. Killing a queen. Does take 3 shots to kill a queen when she has that +1 armor. Killing eggs, killing larvae. Up to 6 kills. This Liberator has. Get out of there. Get out of there, Liberator. No, too slow. Gets it. Last shot from the Spore Crawler kills her as she's flying away. Minatoeh playing this very, very well here in the early game. 44-51 Harvesters, though. Barcode's up a little bit, but I'd like to see him take a 3rd base. He is constructing one inside his main. Man, losing those tanks hurt. If he had those tanks, those Lings would have been much less effective, especially from distance. 4th base coming up from Minatoeh along this left side to the bottom left compared to his 3rd. And it's just Lings for Minatoeh. He's getting a Baneling Nest. He's getting a Spire, but it's been Lings for the first 7 minutes, which not easy to defeat a Terran player just going straight Ling. But I suppose if you get upgrades for them and you get good positioning and good surrounds, you can make it work. So 3rd base landing on in for Barco. There's really not much defending this, but a couple tanks and a Hellbat. I feel like if Minatoeh saw this, he would want to come in and try to shut this thing down, but okay, sending some Lings in, so he sees what's up. Tries to pick off an SCV, and can they get it? They get the SCV, but the 2 Lings are killed by a tank and a Hellbat combined defense force here from Barcode. So Ling Bling Muta thing is what Minatoeh's going for. Again, against a meching Terran, I don't know. That's exactly what you want to do. Is this more? Here comes the Hellbat dropping to the natural base, though, roasting up them drones. Oh, man. This is bad. This is really bad for Minatoeh. Excellently well done, though, by a Barcode. Might kill a queen as well here, and they kill the queen. No, they don't kill the queen. Queen has 2 hit points remaining, forced to pick up as the Lings did respond and shove those Hellbats away. What do we got for dead drones? 14 dead drones, 59-60 total Harvesters. Liberators killing Sloverlords from Minatoeh. They're hanging out between the natural base and the main base. 4th base finished for Minatoeh, but only at 59 Harvesters. I feel like he'd like to be closer to 70 plus, but instead morphing in Banelings. I was going to say, against mech, Banelings just aren't that great. I mean, if you have an overwhelming advantage as the Hellbats come back into the natural base with the Blue Flame now, trying to pick off this medevac that's healing them. The Mutas do get it. Flock of Mutas in the sky, and big roast. No, trying to roast up another group of drones, but none of them die is that final Hellbat. Yeah, I mean, if you have an overwhelming advantage, you have enough Banelings to take out tanks and Thors and stuff, then congratulations to you, you won. But, I mean, I guess if there's enough Hellbats, they're going to be okay. Hellbats are considered light units, and as such, Banelings do extra damage against them. They still have a lot of hit points, though. 135 hit points. Takes, I think, a couple Baneling hits to get rid of them. 130, like, more than that. Jeez. 39 versus light. 39 times what is 135? At least 3, maybe 4? So they're good. Not as good as they are against Marines, though, is my entire point here. Sneaking up along this left side. Scan. Creep tumors die. You got to kill these creep tumors, dude. You can't just come onto the creep here. There are speed Banelings and Lings here. Run. Run. Get off the creep. Standing on in. Banelings going to crash. Pretty good split on these Hellbats, though. But still, Banelings getting nice hits off. I think all the Hellbats are gone. All the Hellbats are gone. Picking off a tank as well. No, there's a single Hellbat trying to hold the line. Dead. Absolutely dead. Thor picked up and saved at the last second. These Lings do retreat. Both players losing a ton. An absolute ton right there. Thor does have 5 kills. Killed those Mutalisks very handily. 6 dead Mutas. 5 more in production for Minatoeh. Losing Mutas is bad because they're expensive to replace. And you'd rather spend that gas on something else. So losing mutas, again, I feel like Minatoeh maybe should have saved the mutas for a better situation. I mean, the Terran player was kind of threatening the fourth, but wasn't super close to it. I feel like maybe you should have sent those Lings and Banelings in and seen how they done. Anyway, Lings, Baneling, Muta coming on and getting that surround on the Thors, on the Hellbats. Repairs trying to do it. Baneling's killing all the SCVs, doing the repairs though. Lings surrounding those Thors. Blue Flame Hellions trying to kill the Lings to save the Thors and doing it. Doing it there. Liberators still alive. Tanks still alive. Hellbats transforming into Hellbat mode. Walking on up here. There are Spinecrawler walls in production protecting this fourth base, but they are not done yet. And the Thor is going to go to town on them. One Spinecrawler dies. Two Spinecrawlers die. One does manage to pop. The third one pops, but gets a single pop off before it's killed. Lings, again, great against tanks and Thors, as it turns out. Baneling splashing in between the two, killing the tank. Thor still alive with 10 kills. 3 Thors here. Two of them very low on HP. But actually still threatening a scan would be so good. There's the scan. Trying to kill these creep tumors very, very nicely. Spore Crawler getting shots off the medevac. Babysit your medevac. Do not lose the medevac. Barcode lose the medevac. Corruptors coming in against the Liberators. Thor getting shots off there as well, but Lings surrounding the Thor. Can they save it? Baneling crashing on him. All the ground stuff is completely dead there. Corruptors chasing away the Liberators as well. Another replacement Thor coming up, though. There are Lings. There are Corruptors here. It is very close, but Minatoeh manages to hold again. He's taking a 5th base. Already took a 5th base and a 4th base, morphing into a planetary fortress along the left side for Barcode as well. So continuing to mech. Here is a Barcode, but tanks just getting picked off in the middle of Nowheresville. Lings with +2/+2, pretty good against Thors and tanks. It turns out, it really does turn out that to be the case. Continuing to make Lings, continuing to make Banelings and Mutalisks is Minatoeh. Is he trying to win this thing against a meching player with Ling Bling Muta? He is, right? He is. I just don't know if that is the most effective way to do this. I guess if you can keep the Terran player from getting an essential, like a critical mass of mech, you're going to be just fine, but I don't know. Thor's changing into their anti-air mode. Well, their anti-single target mode. No splash damage, but they hit much harder against single targets, which is good for things like Broodlords and Corruptors in the TVZ matchup. Vikings here in the sky as well. No upgrades on them Vikings. +2 attack on the ground mech units, but no upgrades at all for the air units. Final Spinecrawler dies here at the 4th base, protecting it. Corruptors, Lings, Banes coming in from the right side here. Baneling splashing. Lings again getting that surround. Corruptors just not taking much damage. Thor's dying here as well. Thor in not single target mode doing a lot of splash against these Mutalisks. And Thor with 3 kills on the ground using that single target to hit against Corruptors pretty darn well. Corruptors backing on out. Backing on out. Tanks setting up in range to take down the extractor here at the 4th base. Reinforcing Roaches coming in for Minatoeh. I just don't know against +2 Thors with tank support and Hellbats here. Lings trying to roll on in as well. Corruptors do take down the Vikings so quickly. Vikings maybe not the greatest choice. Here, Lings to the backside getting absolutely instantly killed by Blue Flame Hellbats with +2 attacks. So many more Lings coming in though. The Thor's exploding. Thor's exploding. Tank on the higher ground has 24 kills, but he is going to die as he's been abandoned by his friends because they all died. So again, Minatoeh manages to hold, does not lose his 4th base. Loses an extractor, loses 21 drones, but still up 69 to 64 harvesters. Blue Flame trying to defend against more Lings, more Thors, more tanks, more Vikings coming in. I just don't know that Vikings are what you want. There's a lot of Corruptors in the sky. Okay, only 4. Maybe a little bit more tenable. Infestation Pit coming in from Minatoeh, building that in his natural base, getting +1 missile attack for his Roaches. And his 5th base is happily up and running right now, is what it is. Hellions crawling on in to check to see, oh, there's no gold base for the Zerg. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Corruptors trying to come in and do some work on this natural base of Barcodes, and they do find a spot. Oh, a sweet spot where they can use Caustic Spray on the orbital command. What can save it? Viking comes in and says, take that. Take that. Yeah, good. One Corruptor dead. The other are forced to abandon their efforts. Good micro, bringing the Viking in range of the missile turret so as to scare the Corruptors from chasing it too far. Too far indeed. A lot of Lings, a lot of Bing, a lot of Roaches here at this 5th base. And good thing, too, because a big mech army is coming in. +2/+1. Now on the tanks and the Thors and the Hellbats. Tanks setting up in range. Missile turrets under construction as well. 4th base under assault. Blue Flame Hellbats in the lead. Thors tanks coming at it. Coming from the right side, though, is Minatoeh. Roaches, Banelings exploding, blowing up Thors. Tanks dying as well. All the Hellbats, almost all the Hellbats get cleaned up in that 4th mineral line. A Cyclone here versus Roach. Pretty good, but so many Roaches. And we also have Mutas in the sky at the same time. Hellbat is going to town here at this 4th, though. Has 8 kills. 8 kills and exactly 9 hit points as well. Trying to assault this planetary fortress using Caustic Spray on this 4th base of Barcodes. Ooh, big old attack there from Thor. It is 121 to 101. Total supply. 4th base by Minatoeh is gone. He's taking a 6th base here at the gold. He's finally expanding there, which is good for him. It's not a huge army for Minatoeh, but he's up 148 to 118 total supply. Thor's Hellbats here as well, getting the surround with the Lings, trying to get repairs. Cyclones are landed as well. Can they do it? So many Roaches with +2/+1. SCVs are all that remains right now. A single tank, a single Hellbat manages to walk past the entire Zerg swarm without dying. 4th base being Caustic Sprayed upon by Minatoeh. Is it going to be enough? It might be enough. They're trying to repair it, but 3 Corruptors with Caustic Spray. That increases to, what is it? 35 damage per second. And Roach is coming in to assist. Planetary Fortress trying to hold here. More Thors, more tanks, more Hellbats coming in, but Swarm Host here for Minatoeh now. Interesting choice. The 4th base is technically saved as the Corruptors being killed, but Locust coming down, getting destroyed as well. Little Locust bodies flying into the sky. And somehow, someway, Barcode manages to survive here, if just for a little second. Locust landing, dying pretty much immediately. Hellbats with +2 attack do 36 damage versus light, which is a lot. Locusts do not have that many hit points, as it turns out. Minatoeh trying to expand up here for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base as well. Got some Liberators in the sky. He is landing for a 5th base. It's 179 to 116 total supply, though. 30 Lings, 8 Swarm Host, and 9 Ravagers coming in right now for Minatoeh. 180 supply. He hasn't lost a base. That's a huge deal. He has lost 35 drones, but he actually only has 53 remaining. Surprisingly low count here, but the Swarm Host coming down from this right side. I think they're going to throw some Locusts on for the flank. Ravagers and Lings at the top. No, they don't. Swarm Host going to do something here. There it is. Dropping the Locust, getting that surround with the Lings. Absolutely gorgeous play. The surround and the good game out of Minatoeh. I think a good game from Barcode first, but a good game from both of these players. Barcode is defeated, and Minatoeh is victorious. Beautiful surround there from the Zerg player. Locust coming in, Lings making sure nobody can retreat. Ravagers as well, not taking extra damage from those tanks and from those Thors. Very happy. Great choice there from Minatoeh. So again, I don't think Barcode lost a base in that game. Nope, did not lose a base, but lost 16 Thors. Whoa. 16 Thors, 17 tanks, 60 Hellbats. That's a lot of dead stuff. 355 Lings. Minatoeh, those are pretty much free, though. I mean, throwing those away, not a big deal. 30 Mutas died, more than I expected. 28 Roaches as well. Resources lost here, about 26,000 for the Zerg player, and only around 25,000. About 25 for the Terran, but still more gas lost. And just couldn't quite get that critical mass of Thors, Liberators, Hellbats. His attacks were good, but not quite good enough to take out a base, not quite good enough to keep steamrolling up towards the Zerg player. And Minatoeh manages to win it in the end. So great job to him. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.